2, 1, and we're back. Welcome everyone to my podcast. Today I want to talk about, because I can't figure this out, guys, what people want to do with dating in 2023. Today is the 24th of January, and you know, I can't figure this out. And here's, I'm gonna pull up a chair, guys, or have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, because hey, if we can figure this out together, you know, please drop me a comment on social media, send me an email at peter@activityport.com, because guys, here's the thing. Many of you might know I have my social media challenge, my social media channels, and I'm up to what? Oh, by the way, guys, I've got the worst squeaky chair. I'm always complaining about this, but I never do anything about it. What's wrong with me? Anyway, God alive. Okay, anyway, so we're going back to the point. So, guys, I've over 40,000 followers on social media. Excuse me. And here's the thing. I've created these dating groups on Facebook now. And by the way, if you're listening and if you are single, definitely check it out, guys. Now, they are definitely private. Which is good for your own privacy. If you don't want any family and friends watching what you're posting up or commenting on, even though it is completely pointless, because they all know you're single anyway, and I've no doubt that you're not putting up some, you know, horrific perverted like messages on comments on Facebook in public. You know, I can understand if you're doing it in, you know, direct message with somebody, hey, knock yourself out, but I just don't get why people need the privacy. But okay, fair enough. So anyway, they're all private, guys, and so here's what I'm getting to. I'm just like, the reason why I set these groups up, guys, on Facebook is simply because there was a huge cry out on my social media for a good dating site. Right now, guys, if any of you have been following me, I started TikTok 2 years ago. I started then adding on to Facebook and YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, only in the last 6 months, right? So in a way, I suppose I'm new to the whole game of social media, so to speak, because I was only doing TikTok. But anyway, if I go back 2 years, from 2 years ago, people have been crying out. Now, when I say 2 years ago, we were in lockdown in fucking coronavirus then, right? And I actually finally said, okay, something's got to be done here. Because as we all know, any single people listening here, Tinder, Bumble, POF, I mean, yeah, look, they are great apps 10 years, well, maybe not 10 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. Because, you know, you go on and my God, everybody was matching with fucking everyone, right? I mean, it was a free-for-all. It was the Wild West of dating, Tinder was, for about 3 or 4 years, like. And then they started to tighten up the algorithm, right? And as we all know then, all of a sudden, you're not getting as many matches, right? And you can blame it that maybe you're getting uglier or older and blah, 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 blah. Sure. And that can be true for some, right? But it's not really true, guys, because everyone has had this problem. And obviously at this stage, you've got to pay, it's what, a super boost costs 40 euros. In fact, one of my friends was even telling me there a few weeks ago, he spent 60 euros on a boost. Now, guys, I want to tell you now, that boost for 60 euros lasts only 3 fucking hours, right? Now, okay, let's look at it, the best case scenario. Best case scenario, in that 3 hours, you get a match. You get 2 or 3 matches. And the way things are going right now in the dating world is there's so many people getting ghosted, or even you get talking to someone and then all of a sudden, flick of a switch or click of a finger, and bang, the person just vanishes. It's happened to me, by the way. It's happened to me. It's happened to a lot of my friends. A lot of women on my social media have told me the same thing. So a lot of this is going on, and so like spending 60 euros to get a fucking boost is a lot, because if it was way back in the Wild West days, let's call it, of Tinder, whereas if you get a match, you're probably going to get laid, or even a date, or possibly a long-term relationship. Well, hey, fucking brilliant. Everybody's lucky, right? Everybody wins, you know? But now, you're lucky if you get somebody talking to you at this stage. So anyway, to be honest with you, there was a huge crowd, back to my real point here, there was a huge crowd on this, especially on my TikTok channel, where people were just like, is there any dating sites? What can we do? And then I threw it out about 2 or 3 months ago. I went, all right, guys, what if I, as a suggestion, what if I created Facebook groups? And the good thing about Facebook groups is that, you know, Peter Walsh, Peter Walsh, do not work for Facebook. Right? I don't have any shares in the company. I've got nothing, right? So I don't even have control over Facebook. What I can do is filter posts going up onto a page. But my whole selling point of the dating groups was that, guys, if you post up in these groups, you'll go to the top of the newsfeed. Which is, I mean, that is unheard of these days. Like, it's almost like unheard is extinct, that word. Right? Like, the algorithm just fucks you all the time now. And you can't blame Tinder or POF and Bumbles of this world. And you can't, guys, because look, you can bitch and moan about Tinders and Bumbles all you want. But you know what? First of all, it's free. Now, yes, these days you're not going to get anything really. You're not going to get matches. You know, barely. You might get once a month, once a week if you're lucky. Okay? But they are free. And second of all, way back in the day, they were unbelievable to use. You know? And hey, if you've got some money to burn, well, fuck it. Burn the money. Why not? You know? So, unfortunately, they've gone to the shit for us now. Okay? So, the good thing about the Facebook is that you go on, you post a video introduction, photo introduction, and bang, you're at the top. So it's giving everybody a fair crack at the whip. And by the way, guys, if you are listening and you're interested in actually checking out these groups, please do. So I've created 5 Facebook groups, okay? Now remember, guys, they're not actually pages, they're groups. So they're called Old School Dating Age 20 to 28, Old School Dating Age 28 to 35, Old School Dating Age 35 to 45, Old School Dating Age 45 to 55, and Old School Dating Age 55 plus. All right, so they're the 5 groups. Now, it's open, guys. Look, we created it in terms of age groups because, look, yes, it would be nice to filter people down into their relevant age group, right, of course. At the same time, it's giving people the chance that, okay, look, if there's a younger girl that she likes the older guy, right? So she might be in the 20 to 28 group, but you know what? She actually likes guys in her 40s, so she might actually jump into the 20 to 28 group. Now she can also jump into the group above, the 28 to 35, and she can also go into, guess what? Drum roll, the 35 to 45. Right? But again, guys, that applies for everybody, right? So it's not that girls get invited into every group. Not at all. Not at all. It's what if you would ask yourself to be invited, we'll look at your invitation. Now, it is a private group. So guys, you know, just leave it. Please give it 24 to 48 hours max time. There's quite a few people to check out. We are doing a lot of checks for scammers, okay? Like we are checking out where you're living. You know, we've seen people from, let's say, Africa, right? And by the way, I've got nothing against Africans, by the way. I'm just saying is that we've seen some people from Africa and then changing their photo to a white person and then saying that they live in Dublin. Like, I've actually seen people try to sneak in the door that way, okay? And I only know that because I've seen that person already on a profile, and then some different photo comes up under the same name, or then vice versa. So, I mean, it's, Jesus, it's unbelievable, the demand for this. But here's the thing. You're thinking that, see, this is where I'm getting confused, guys, all right? Oh, and by the way, if you're watching me on YouTube, I'm drinking like a little bitch here. I've got the flu. I'm trying to get over the flu, so you'll have to excuse me, guys, if I'm a bit all over the place today. I don't know if my energy's good or bad. But anyway, where was I? So the age groups, guys, they are working well for now. But the demand is good. People are screaming out for it. They all want to go in. And here's the thing that's confusing the shit out of me. I've never seen it. So, guys, I'm going to tell you about the Facebook group story, right? But this is actually explaining the dating life in a nutshell as we fucking speak, Okay? So, it was actually, what are we now? 24th of January. I created this Facebook group, I think it was 10 days ago. And it's only been open 10 or 11 days, whatever it is. And I think we've over 1,500 followers at this stage. Now, again, we've only 1,500 because I haven't let everybody through the door yet, right? I'm actually trying to also get a fair balance of genders. You know, I obviously don't want way too many women or versus men, men versus women. But here's the thing. In one group, I think it was 45 to 55, at the start now, by the way. It's got a lot better now. But at the start, there was 90% women. Now, in normal life and terms, that never happens, okay? Excuse me. That's like a man's fucking wet dream, so to speak, having that many women in one group. Now, here's the thing. All of a sudden, I was posting up videos on the group, and I was like, "Hey guys, this is Peter, the admin, and you know, welcome to the group. You know, the algorithm here isn't gonna fuck you. You're not gonna go to the bottom of the pile. If you post, you're gonna go right to the top, so you're getting a fair crack of the whip. You know, I'm really trying to, I suppose you can tell, I'm really trying to sell it to them, you know, or make them feel good about it, you know." And some people responded. Actually, to be honest, mainly women did respond to it very positively. And I notice now, I think there was 70 or 80 men at this stage. So that was 10%. So like there was excuse me. There was 500 members and there was, I think, just over 10%. So it was just over 50 men in the group. 450 women, right? That's a hell of a lot of women comparing to men. I mean, my God, you know? So anyway, all of a sudden, I'm looking on the posts and newsfeed and I'm seeing all women posting a photo introduction of themselves, which is cool, you know. Now, I'm recommending, guys, and by the way, if you ever do go on this page, that you do a video introduction. And by the way, I actually started kicking some guys' fucking asses the other day about get up off your fucking ass, lads, and get going. And I'll tell you the reason why. But now they're starting to do video intros, which, by the way, guys, that helps. You know, it gives a woman or a man, if you're gay, whatever, or a lesbian, whichever, it gives the person a better idea of what you're like, right? You know, it does. So, you know, it can work in your favor, or it mightn't work in your favor, but at least if it works against you, that's okay, because look, fuck it. They get an idea of you. You've just saved yourself and the other person a hell of a lot of time, right? Or if they have an interest in you and they see your personality, like your natural personality come through, that's great, because now they're really fucking pumped to meet you. Okay? Anyway, so I was explaining all this and there was one or two guys out of the 50. Now, by the way, guys, this is just one group out of 5, right? So one or two guys posted up a couple of photo intros, but then I'm seeing a hell of a lot more women do it, right? Now, you can say, fair enough, the percentages, but still, like, if there's any guys listening to this, right? Now, by the way, when you listen to this right now, it actually might be starting to get too late for you to be jumping in and taking advantage of this, because there's men getting wind of this as we speak, and they're fucking jumping on board the groups, right? Like, we had one of the other groups that was, it wasn't 90% women, but it was about 70% women, and all the dudes went, holy shit, and now all of a sudden there's 60% men. So, you know, it could swing either way. You never know what's going to happen. But, I mean, it is moving fast, guys. So, look, if you want to get in, like, the women are listening. They're paying attention, boys. They are paying full attention at every man out there. Now, here is the problem. All these men were emailing me like, guys, just wait for this, right? So I'm hearing a lot of problems over the first few days, right? I'm getting a lot of emails. Hey, Peter, there's a lot... And by the way, I'd say about 90% of the complaints were coming from dudes, right? And they were like, hey, Peter, look, yeah, this is crazy. I think there's a lot of women here. They're posting up random shit about, you know, how their day is, or they're putting up GIFs or memes. And I'm like, so, lads, it's a group. It's a group. Get over your fucking self, you dickheads. What's wrong with you? It's a group. And what's the big deal if they post up something? Oh, guess what, dickhead? All you've got to do is scroll down the page, use your fucking finger, and just go up. Alright? And that means you're going down the page, you loser. Right? And by the way, if any of you guys at work complaining to me, and you're listening, fuck you. Seriously. Actually, I think I'm saying this quite a lot on my podcast. But seriously, guys, fuck you. First of all, I'm going out of my way to give you this free dating group, right? I have put a lot of time, effort, and by the way, I've put in my own personal money on ads advertising these groups. And by the way, I'm looking in the camera if you're watching me on YouTube. No word of bullshit. I have put in my own money for you guys, right? Unless you guys actually want to send me money. Now, I'm sure you're going to shut up really goddamn fucking quick, aren't you? You fucking dickheads. Honest to God. Dickheads. Sorry, guys. They drive me nuts. They drive me nuts, these guys. Anyway. Let me breathe. Get back to this. Okay. My apologies. So, I'm getting a lot of these emails. And the emails are, there's people posting up these GIFs and memes. There's people posting up, this woman's a scammer, this person's a scammer, this person's a scammer, this person's a scammer. And in fact, most of the people that were reported on the groups were actually men. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And they were bitching and moaning. And men were even complaining about men. Right? And I was looking at some of the reports. And all of a sudden it would be some dude in Australia dancing to some song. Literally, that's it. The guy wasn't naked. The guy wasn't cursing in his video. The guy he didn't have any cursed text up in the video. He had nothing that would sway you to go, oh, that's bad. You wouldn't believe the shit that people report, guys, these days, just because they're in a bad little goddamn fucking mood in a day. Drives me fucking crazy. And here's the worst of it, guys. All these distractions going on over here. And by the way, sorry, just to remind you guys, the group that had the 90% women, all the complaints that were coming from the men were in this fucking group. Would you believe that? No, sorry, there was maybe one or two others, and they weren't even in the same group, but that was a couple of days later. I heard nothing from anybody at the start, right? Nothing. And all the complaints were coming from that fucking group that had the 90% women. And guess what? I started to figure out, I went, hang on a second, I'm just wondering now. So I actually started looking through the names of these guys, right, that were complaining. And by the way, look, I'm not going to mention their names because, look, that's my ethic. I don't do that. I'm never going to mention their names. And I was looking through their names. And then all of a sudden I went, okay, let's have a look. So I went back up the feed, and I actually went through these two guys, the really two guys now that were bitching and moaning all the time. So I purposely now really put my focus into finding these two guys. Did they post anything? I was literally, guys, it must have took me about a couple of hours because I went through all the other different posts, replies, comments. Were they commenting? Were they liking? Were they replying? I was going through everything. So anyway, they didn't put up one fucking post of themselves, and all they were doing is giving women abuse, right? Harassing them. So then I obviously took them down. So then I went, fuck this. And you know what it was, guys? All the guys were doing, they were so scared to actually get up off their ass and do a video or start talking to a girl. This is like being 7 years of age, going to your first ever disco, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was genuinely like this. They were so fucking scared out of their mind that they had to distract themselves with bullshit and start reporting this stuff to me, okay? Because it just slowed everything down. Slowed me down, that's for sure, until I actually figured out what the hell was going on. And then all of a sudden I got a bit of tough love with them. And I literally put up a video on the groups. And I said, guys, get up off your fucking ass. You're giving me all these wonderful reasons why you're not talking to these women or this is going on or you're reporting these people. Just get up and off your ass. Do a video intro. Or, look, at the very least, guys, do a photo intro. Okay? Hi, my name is Peter. I'm so-and-so from Cork in Ireland. I'm this and that and blah, 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 blah. Whatever. And women are responding. And women actually respond a hell of a lot more. And I've seen this already, and the guys have proven me right. The women are loving the confidence of a video intro. They're loving it, guys. So, guys, by the way, look, if you are just new to the group or you're jumping on, please, guys, I know I've said it already, but the women will respond more, a hell of a lot more, if you put up a video intro of yourself, because the women appreciate it, guys. You know? And like, I've even seen some of the comments. Like, there was this one guy, Gavin, his name was, right? Gavin was the first to break the fucking ice. And I love this man. He just went for it, right? You could see he was a little nervous. And you know what? Fuck it. Who wouldn't be, you know? Who wouldn't be? Jesus Christ. But you know what? The guy had the balls, the nerve to do it. And the response this guy got, guys, was unbelievable. Good job, Gavin. Oh my God, you're so confident. You're so brave. And then even girls were replying back to him saying, oh, I have to just pluck up the courage now myself to do it. Right? So like, girls admire this and they appreciate it in a man. The guy who goes that extra fucking step. The guy who takes the bull by the horns. The guy who will not settle for second best. Who will not settle for anything less than perfection or a good standard. Or he just wants to go. Get the job done. No hesitating. No fucking around. No fear. He just pushes hard through. I'm not saying pushes hard through women, of course, but I'm just saying that he goes. Women like a champion. They don't want some guy sitting around bitching and moaning, complaining. Like, if there's anybody here that's listening to this right now today, okay, I want you to justify and prove me wrong, and please either email me or write a reply on my social media and actually say, by the way, Peter, you are wrong. I love a man who complains and bitches and moans. Give me one woman on this planet that does that. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you. And I bet you 100 fucking million trillion bucks I'm not going to hear from one woman on that. Because it's not true. Women want a champion. Guys, okay? They want you to fucking to go to them. Now, here's a tip for you guys. You don't have to be James Bond. You don't. Be you. This is where things get fucked up a lot, right? When you try and be something else, because then you're putting false energy, negative energy, into being Mr. Cool or confident or whatever the fuck you think, right? Because it's not your energy, okay? Like, if you're a nerdy type of guy and you're a quiet, shy guy, right? Be the nerd. Embrace the nerd. A lot of women like the quiet guy. Now, that kind of goes away from what I'm saying a little bit, right? But hear me out, right? Even the nerdy guy, you should still go and chat up a girl, right? Now, you can still be shy and nerdy and quiet, right? But you still have to go, guys, because the chances are the woman's not going to do it anyway, right? So being the nice, nerdy, quiet guy doesn't get you away with chatting up women. It's just not, guys. And I've got more news for you. Even if you fuck it up, like if you go up to a woman and you're fumbling over your words, you look nervous as fuck, guys, that's another tick the box positive trait. Women love that. Oh, God, look at him. God bless him. He's all nervous and shy and, oh, like they're not intimidated by you. Okay? Now, let's go with the confident guy, right? Some women love the confident guy. If you're a confident guy, be Mr. Confidence, right? You see, my whole point here, guys, and my tip here is that there's the James Bond type of guy, the cool, confident, charismatic, good-looking dude, right? But then there's the quiet, nerdy guy, right? And not every woman loves the James Bond. And not every woman loves the quiet nerd. Okay? Now, I suppose if you want to do a, who is the house always wins. If you have to do who wins more so than anything, well, I would say the James Bond guy wins, because it's not because he's got the charisma necessarily. It's because he goes for it. The James Bond is different because he has the confidence, not of the actual talking to the woman, it's the confidence of getting knocked down and going again. Okay? playing the numbers. Now, I know that sounds pretty kind of stupid, but like, even if you are, you know, looking for a girlfriend or boyfriend, well, you still have to talk to a certain amount of women or men before you find your Prince Charming or your Cinderella, right? You still got to do all that anyway. So that's the difference between the James Bond and the nerdy guy. Some women love James Bond. Some women love the quiet nerdy fella. But the difference is James Bond gets most women not because he's charismatic. It's because he's got the balls and confidence to keep going when he gets rejected. I hope that makes sense, guys. I really do. So my point is, guys, there's too many guys trying to have the exact right fucking charm, the exact perfect opening line. Throw it all out. Throw it all out. Seriously, guys, throw it all out. Because the more relaxed you can be going up to a woman, the more your natural character will come out. You don't have to... you can be the nerdy guy. You can be the James Bond. And remember, James Bond doesn't get every chick. Right? He doesn't, guys. He just doesn't. He'll have some smooth opening lines. No doubt about it. Right? But he doesn't get them all. You know? So guys, this is the point. I was giving out... So back to the Facebook group thing, guys. I was giving out like fuck to the boys the other day about this. And now they're starting to actually get up off their ass and go. Right? But here's the thing. Even some of my my followers, they pointed out to me that, Jesus, Peter, like they even like private messaged me, you know, or emailed me. They said, Jesus Christ, Peter, I can't believe that the men on these groups. One woman actually said, this is actually eye-opening because even I can see that there's way too many women in here at the moment, and this is just perfect for guys, and yet none of them are coming forward. Now, guys, I mean, it is coming back to the kind of the coronavirus thing, right? And I know I've spoken about that in a few episodes, but hey, I'm going again. Like, there's no doubt about it, fellas, right? The only way you can get out there again and feeling good about dating is, I mean, this is not rocket science, I'm saying. This has been repeated in history trillions of times, is just by forcing yourself to do it at the start. And I know that sounds weird to say when I say forcing, and hear me out, guys. Like, I remember after the lockdown, my first date, right? I got so By the way, guys, just a little bit of background to me. I've gone on a lot of dates. I've had a lot of fun with women in my life, okay? Before coronavirus, right? I've had a lot. And I'm not bragging here. I'm just telling you, this is exactly, I have had a lot of fun, okay? And even my first date, like, and I'm known for being really confident, cool, charismatic. Some people say I'm charismatic, okay? And I'm known for that confidence. And even my first date after coronavirus, it was like you were telling me I was going to the dentist. And I'm not joking. You know, if you're laughing at home, you might be thinking, yeah, all right, okay, I get what you mean. But no. It was literally like I was going to get root canal done on my teeth, or, you know, a drill was going right into it, and you can hear the drill even before you get to the dentist chair. You know, that sound, that really high-pitched fucking shit, you know? I was dreading it, and I went, what the fuck is wrong with me? And then it just hit me, actually, and I did kind of relax because I understood. That's the thing, guys. I understood the problem before I got on the date. Then I actually did relax a little bit, but I was still fucking nervous, guys. I was anxious, nervous. I actually, at one stage, my palms were sweaty. Guys, my palms weren't sweaty on a date since, I would say, when I was fucking 12 years of age, right? When I was trying to kiss my first girl or whatever it was, right? I don't know how many girls I'd kissed at that stage, but you know what I mean? Back in the day. It's like, my palms were sweaty, and I went, whoa, this is fucked up. This is fucked up. So guys, what I did, and what I am doing, is I'm just getting out there. Like, I'm going on dates. I want to go on dates. Even if I don't necessarily like the girl yet. Now, I still might, but like, if I definitely know I don't like the girl, I will say to her, by the way, look, I'm not looking for anything. Right? Now, it doesn't mean, like, I could still say that to a girl that I have attraction to. Right? But if I 100% know, I'm saying that straight off the bat. So at least I'm not leading down the garden path. Right? So I've gone on these dates, and to be honest, it was just, do this, Peter. Do this. Just do it for date's sake. And eventually, guys, you come out of the dentist chair afterwards and you feel great. You feel relieved, right? I have to say, even the first time I slept with a girl after coronavirus, like, I was nervous as hell sleeping with her, but my God, did I feel good afterward. The next day, it was unbelievable. The relief, guys, that washes over you. We're born animals, guys. We have to, mate with each other. We have to. And even I have to remind myself sometimes too, guys, because I still have a bit of coronavirus in me. That isolation feel, and I still have to remind myself every now and then. It's not healthy what we're doing. So guys, if you are in these Facebook groups, stop bitching, stop complaining, and just fucking get on with it. Okay? You will thank yourself. Worst case scenario, you talk to a girl, she turns you down, you feel like shit, and you know something? You'll go to bed that night. The next day, do you really think you're going to feel still bad? Like, do you think you're going to wake up in a cold sweat going, oh my God, I can't believe what the fuck I did? I don't think you're going to wake up in a cold sweat. All right? You're going to be okay, guys. You're going to be okay. All right? You're going to be okay. So guys, just go for it. Just go for it. And by the way, if anybody of you are listening right now, I'm doing polls as well in these groups. And actually they're doing quite well. Because I have to say, the Facebook feature with polls, it's a really good way of getting some feedback of what people want to do on a first date or a second date, or where do they live, what hobbies do they have, what would they like to do on a first date, bowling, drinks, beers, coffees, whatever. Would you travel long distance to meet someone or not? And, it's a great way to figure out. So for me, even as the admin, such as today now, I created a poll on would you travel long distance to meet someone for a first date? So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to supply ammunition for men and women here, so they can actually learn to go, oh, hang on a sec, okay, so for a first date. So actually, do you know what, a better example would be, I did another poll recently where I was speaking about, does anybody here have a problem with someone who smokes? So if you're going on a first date and you realize, I don't know, before or on the date, or even just after the first date, is it a deal breaker, or does it bother you, or does it bother you but you don't mind vaping? Or do you that's it, full stop, I do not want to be with anybody with vape or smoke. So like, I'm doing a poll right now at the moment, and I'm creating the poll, but I do know that there is men and women who do smoke or vape, and they're sitting at home on the couch scrolling through those groups, seeing those polls, and at least, guys, it gives you that, oh, okay, so at least it's giving you that information that if you do smoke, vape or cigarettes, that, okay, well, look, if I am talking to somebody, maybe I should just come straight out with it that I am a smoker. Right? Or at least it gives you the idea that, all right, well, look, do you know what? I smoke, but you know what? I'm only looking for something casual. I'm not going to tell her. Fuck it. I'm not going to smoke on the date. I'm not going to smoke before the date. She's not going to smell it off me. So, hey, fuck it. It's no big deal, right? Like, if you both know that it's a casual thing and it's a one night thing only, well, then, hey, no one needs to know anything. No one's going to be hurt over it. No one's going to smell the cigarette smoke off your breath. Now, if they do, well then, that's not nice for the other person, obviously. But, so guys, yeah, look, the polls, I think they're going to be a great idea going forward. And if you're, and guys as well, we are actually looking into, please keep an eye on my social media, guys. Just look for me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, The Peter Walsh Show. Okay, and start following me. Excuse me, and obviously join the groups too, because I'm going to keep you updated on dating events that we're trying to set up around the country of Ireland, first of all. All right. So if you are from a different country, guys, please don't worry, because we do have a lot of Irish at the moment queuing up to get into the to the groups. Now going forward, I think we're going to probably still keep it to the age groups anyway. and we'll probably just put in more international people in there until we come with some grand solution. I mean, we're not just going to end with Facebook groups. If this does get big, knocking on wood here, for it does, well, then we're going to have to look into another alternative where we'll split you into groups on a certain website or something. So in other words, guys, don't worry about it. If you're stuck in with some people, like, the best thing is, if you are international, well, post up anyway, right? You can post up, and guess what? You'll go to the top of the feed. And the other thing too, there's quite a few people actually dating from different cities and countries here at the moment, which is just unbelievable. Actually, I never thought that would actually happen, to be honest. So you could have somebody living in London, let's say, and they're talking to somebody in Dublin, but the person from London is only an hour's flight away, or the person from London is, well, they're moving to Dublin. So things can work in a lot of favors. So, and at the end of the day, guys, like I said, I think way back at the start of the podcast, if you don't like what you see on the group, in other words, if there's too many GIFs or memes, well, tough shit, guys. Suck it up. All right? We're sticking with the GIFs and memes. People are having a bit of banter. They're having a bit of crack, laugh, as we call it in Ireland. We're keeping that. All right? I'm not going to fucking suit just like the small percentage of the 1 or 2%. You can go fuck off. Okay? Because all you've got to do is keep scrolling down the page. It's not an actual problem. There's a solution. Scroll. All right? And then more importantly, I want people to have some fun on this. And because it does actually keep people in contact, because also you can invite people as well into the group, right? So, I mean, even you could have your friend there and all of a sudden you're chatting to him tomorrow. He's in a group, but for some reason he forgot to invite you, or he didn't know that you can invite. He starts talking to you about it. Then all of a sudden you're like, well, hey, dude, geez, invite me into the group, And he's like, oh, fucking hell, man, I forgot about that. Bang. So guys, have a little bit of patience on these groups. I know everybody wants it now, within 2 seconds. Well, you know what? Sometimes Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay? So, yeah, guys, so look, before I go, thanks for listening, guys, by the way. And I hope it was some insight into the dating and what's going on, because it's hard to know, guys, what people are thinking at the moment. There's people bitching and moaning, but I think what a lot of this is going on is, some people are screaming that they want to date, but then some people are acting and they just ghost some other people, or they're just bitching and moaning about other people. I think what it is mostly is people's fear and anxiousness, social anxiety after coronavirus. I mean, guys, if you remember before coronavirus, if you went on like a holiday, a girl's holiday or a lad's holiday, right? On holiday, there's a lot of people, single people, that hook up, right? They have sex with other people, okay? We all know this. And that's because you're in a relaxed, positive state of mind. Now, let's flip it around to 180. Do you really think that we all came out of coronavirus in a relaxed state of mind? We had 2 years of pent-up frustration and anger inside of all of us, okay? So, like, this is going to have an effect on you. It had an effect on me. It had an effect on every other human being on this fucking planet. So guys, I would just say to you, just go easy on yourself. Just go easy on yourself. There's no need to beat yourself up about this, but push yourself, guys. And I know that sounds weird to say about pushing yourself going on a date, but, just go on the date. Please, guys, for your own sake, just go on the fucking date, okay? Don't sabotage it by having a fight beforehand. Don't do anything, all right? Go on the date. I think that's what's going on here. I hope I'm right, because, God, guys, even I've chatted to some girls on dating apps, and Jesus, I can't get anywhere with them, And I'm just hoping it is social anxiety. I mean, it's got to be. I'd love to hear from anybody as well, on my social media about this, if you've listened to this podcast, or even in reviews, guys. Hope you can leave a review on the podcast, Spotify or Apple or Google, and just let me know. you know. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there, guys, today. Listen, thanks for listening. And this is the Peter Walsh Show. I love you guys. I love you all. Thanks for listening. And of course, the podcast is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, and the rest. All right, guys. I'll be back again. Thanks, guys. Bye.